Guys, so I'd like to touch base a little bit on my favorite childhood actor who has been described as energetic, stage stealing, rambunctious, and has actually caused one of his fans to have a hernia from laughing too hard. The person I'm going to be talking about today is going to be Robin Williams. I would like to shed some light on his childhood, as well as some of the struggles he's faced and how he's utilized them, as well as some very memorable moments that has touched the hearts of mine, along with millions of others. For starters, his parents were was a wealthy couple. Lori Williams was a former model as well as a part-time actress, and in her spare time, she would do fundraisers or shopping, anything that had to do with fashion. Now, his father was a known workaholic. He was a senior executive for Ford Motor Company. With these two things considered, Robin understandably spent a lot of time at their mansion in Chicago, Illinois with the housemaid. To keep himself entertained, he would watch television or play with his toys. Now, of these toys, he had some 2,000 toy soldiers and was said to have had voices for each of these 2,000 soldiers. Some have said that that might have been the beginning point of him realizing he was going to be an actor, whereas others say that maybe it was his mother's quick wit humor, sarcasm, and her ways of communicating with him when he was growing up. Whichever one it might have been, by the time he hit high school, he was actually elected as most likely to not succeed, as well as the funniest. Ironic how that worked. Fast forward to, say, the 1970s. His father retires and they land all the way in California. Now, California in the 70s was a main time period for sex, drugs, and music. This is a different scene for Robin, and he is, at this point in this age, acknowledged that he is an entertainer and that he gets people's attention and he can hold it. So now he's doing stand-up, he's practicing, he's dropped out of college to pursue a career in acting, and doing stand-up in comedy bars and bars in general. Amidst everything that's going on and the years that it is, he ends up picking up a cocaine habit, as well as alcoholism. This is also a same time period where he met his first child's mother and first wife. This was a time that was pretty crucial for him. So he's living the fast life, he's enjoying everything, engulfing himself in the culture that's going on around him, until one of his very close friends actually dies of an overdose. And whether it be because of his first child and or from his friend, immediately, if not very shortly after, is when he acknowledged that he wanted to change something about himself. So he continued to struggle with drugs and alcohol in the coming years, but it's always something that he's been very open about. And anytime he would be doing interviews or the question was brought about, he wasn't shy to admit it or to maybe throw some advice out there. And if anything, just be very accepting and understanding as to why somebody would be in that position. So around the 90s is when he really starts getting movies out there, such as my personal favorite, Mrs. Doubtfire, 1993, Flubber, going on into the 2000s. He has The Ninth Museum. And somewhere along the lines, there's Good Morning Vietnam, Mork and Mindy. That's the one where the neener. Anyway, so now the points that have stood out to me, and again, millions of others, were three main things. The daughter off of Mrs. Doubtfire was actually still in school at this time period. It's Lisa Jacob. Haven't got that one down pat yet. She was still in school while on set. In order for her to actually be on set, she would miss school, months of school. And at some point, the school expelled her. And Robin Williams took it upon himself to write a letter to the school itself opposing their decision, stating that she was an asset to the classrooms and that they should be urging her to pursue her interests and careers and talents. And they didn't allow her back in, but that was something that stood out to her as well as myself. And this is one more thing that wasn't mainstream. Now, also, he has done multiple tours with American soldiers, doing USO tours, entertaining 98,000 soldiers just to make them happy. There wasn't no real push behind it, just for the simple fact that he supported his troops, our troops. Now, also, the one that's more than anything I think that stands out to me is how he would have homeless people it was required for homeless people to participate in anything he was getting paid for. So say he was doing a movie or some form of entertainment where money was coming towards him, it was a requirement for somebody to hire homeless people to participate in that, to help out that community, as well as, if anything, make sure they were eating. Now, there's a laundry list of things that have stood out with the memorable moments, his admitting his depression, his anxiety, struggles with being a good husband, and how much his children meant to him. There's many things that stand out to many different people. And with this, I hope I was able to touch base a little bit on his life and the memories that he's left behind. With that, I would like to show you my favorite, which is, let's see if I can get it there. Yep, this is Doubtfire. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.